Turning now to tonight's medical rounds, we're talking about the medicine of motion and how exercise can play a dramatic role in patients with diabetes. November is also National Diabetes Awareness Month, and joining us tonight to help us bring awareness to this condition is Dr. Beth Taylor. Dr. Taylor is the Director of Exercise Physiology Research at Hartford Hospital, and we thank you so much for being with us tonight, Dr. Taylor.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Well, we often talk about how important exercise is in leading a healthy lifestyle, but how does it specifically help people who have diabetes?
Well, here's the great thing about exercise. Exercise mobilizes a whole different number of glucose receptors. And remember, diabetes is a disease in which you are insulin insensitivity, but you can't get that insulin to take up glucose from the blood. Exercise completely bypasses insulin and mobilizes receptors that can pull glucose out of the blood and lower blood sugar without insulin.
Wow, so what's not to like? The thing, though, I have to be honest about this, a lot of people, when they hear exercise, oh no, I'm going to have to get on the treadmill, I'm going to have to run. What type of exercise should patients be doing, and for how long? What would be beneficial?
Typically, what we recommend is both aerobic and resistance exercise. Why? Well, aerobic exercise is great because, indeed, it does facilitate the uptake of blood glucose. So on a regular, repeated basis, it controls your blood glucose. However, resistance exercise does something equally good. It builds muscle mass. What does muscle mass do? Increase your metabolic activity. So the more metabolically active tissue you have, the more you can use even when you're aerobically exercising.
And can you do little things if you can't go on a treadmill? What if you just didn't sit as much?
Well, you know, it's great that you ask that question, because some of the most interesting studies in terms of exercise and diabetes now have not focused on dose and quantity and timing of exercise. Instead, what they've focused on is interventions in which patients just don't sit. So telling patients, instead of sitting, stand, or instead of stand, take a light walk. Just don't sit. And those interventions have improved 24-hour blood glucose control dramatically. So it's a really promising message.
That is. A little change like that could make a big difference.
Exactly.
That's great to hear.